Live from Red Zone Weather, this is a severe weather alert.
A tornado warning is in effect for southern Baldwin County until 6:45 a.m. on this Saturday. This is an outer rain band of Tropical Storm Claudette that is now moving into areas near Orange Beach. The call to action at this point is for areas near Orange Beach and just to the north of there, near Alberta. Possible tornado is very near the Floribama and the Caribe Resort near Orange Beach, lifting to the north towards Pirates Cove, and ultimately the possible tornado will be near Alberta very shortly. Good Saturday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. This is the tornado warning that was just issued by the National Weather Service in Mobile, and this is the polygon. The first thing we need to do is tell you exactly who is involved in this, and I can tell you if you are in Foley, Alberta, or Orange Beach, you are the first in line to be able to take shelter. You need to take shelter right now if you are at Foley, Alberta, also areas near Orange Beach, Josephine, also Perdido Beach. Lillian is included in the polygon, same thing at Seminole, and technically Summerdale and Robertsdale are included in this, but I think that Summerdale and Robertsdale are a bit to the west of where this possible tornado will go. And so we're going to get in there and look at that in just a minute. The first thing I need to do is send out one of our Red Zone Weather app alerts so that we can alert all the good folks in southern Baldwin County that we now have a new tornado warning that's just been issued, valid until 6:45. So this one's going to run until 6:45 local time for the southern part of Baldwin County, including the city of Orange Beach. It is now 5:58 a.m. And again, this is one of those brief spin-up tornadoes associated with the outer rain bands of what is now Tropical Storm Claudette. So again, Tropical Storm Claudette, that change, by the way, happened in the 4 a.m. advisory. The National Hurricane Center went ahead and upgraded potential tropical cyclone number 3 to Tropical Storm Claudette. All right, let's get in there and talk about the polygon and who is involved in this new tornado warning. And again, the first call to action is down here on the southern end of this. If you are at Orange Beach or you are at Ono Island, you need to be taking shelter right now. Same thing across the bay here at Josephine, also Perdido Beach, areas near Mifflin, involved in this new tornado warning. So again, those communities are first in line to see this possible tornado. All right, you've got Gulf Shores. Gulf Shores is out. So if you're in Gulf Shores proper to the west of Alabama Highway 59, you are not involved in this tornado warning polygon. So again, Gulf Shores points west, you are not involved, but if you're at Orange Beach, you are included in this brand new tornado warning. Same thing at Josephine, Mifflin, also Foley and Alberta. If you are in those two communities, again, Foley, Alberta, you are involved in this tornado warning. Same thing at Lillian, same thing along US Highway 98. This is 98 right in through here. That's Alabama Highway 59. And so technically this is the southeastern quadrant of Baldwin County. This does include a big chunk of the Foley Beach Express and really the Baldwin Beach Express as well, that extends from Interstate 10 there near Buc-ee's all the way back down to near Alberta. If you live near the Baldwin Beach Express south of Interstate 10, you are now involved in this active tornado warning. Let's go down and look at the radar, and you will see that this is a cell that is emerging from the Gulf of Mexico, moving off to the north. I'm talking torrential downpours are happening in all of this tornado warning polygon, but the issues with the potential tornado are going to be very near Orange Beach right now. In fact, let's go back over to the velocity view just to give you the bearings here. This is Gulf Shores right here. This is the main drag out on the beach right here. Orange Beach is right here. And looking at that map right there under the tip of my finger, that is where the Caribe Resort is. And so this possible tornado is near the Caribe and areas just to the east of there. In fact, this possible tornado is now near and perhaps just north of the Floribama, which is near Ono Island. You've also got Robinson Island, Pirates Cove, if you know where that is, on the north side of Orange Beach. If you're at Pirates Cove or you live within 5 miles of there, you need to be sheltered. And this thing is strengthening as it lifts north away from Orange Beach. This is actually going to be very near Perdido Beach and Josephine in the next 2 to 3 minutes. So again, if you are in Perdido Beach or Josephine, here's the classic reflectivity view. Those two communities really under the gun from what could be a tornado moving across the bay as a waterspout right now. But again, keep in mind, this thing could be sizable. It could be potentially a damaging tornado about to make landfall per se here near Josephine or near Perdido Beach. Again, areas near Orange Beach, you need to stay sheltered. I'll be able to give Orange Beach an all clear in about 5 minutes. You're not going to have to stay in that tornado shelter very long down at the beach, just because, again, it looks like this thing is rapidly clearing out to the north. Current time is 6:02 a.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. We'll zoom out and show you the wide view across the region, and we'll put this in motion because very heavy rain is happening across Mobile County right now. A flash flood warning does continue until 10:30 a.m. for all of Mobile County because of rain rates in excess of 3 to 4 inches of rain per hour. So in addition to the ongoing tornado situation in southern Baldwin County, we're also concerned about flash flooding in Mobile County, in addition to all this ongoing rain across the region. This is going to pave the way, unfortunately, for it seems like more in the way of flash flooding over the next few hours. Let's get in there and go back to our tornado warning, though, because again, this is for southern Baldwin County. Just to paint the geographical picture here, that thicker line right there, that's going to be Interstate 10. And so this tornado warning is exclusively for areas south of Interstate 10. So if you're south of let's say Robertsdale, south of Seminole, down here near Alberta, which is right here, Foley, Lillian. All of that area near the Baldwin Beach Express going into the Foley Beach Express, you need to be sheltered right now. We've got a new message from the Weather Service. Let's check this out. And this is going to be a continuation of the tornado warning. And so the Weather Service is saying as of 6:04 a.m., and that's right now, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Perdido Beach, or about 7 miles northeast of Orange Beach. And so this possible tornado is moving to the northeast, or excuse me, moving to the north, I should say, at about 35 miles per hour. Again, tornado warning at this point for southern Baldwin County. Let's zoom back into Orange Beach, because before I give you an all clear, I want to make sure this thing is cleared out. And yeah, if you're in Orange Beach, I'll give you an all clear. The tornado risk at this point has come to an end. The risk is not over. There very well could be another tornado warning in Orange Beach a little later, but the imminent tornado risk at Orange Beach has come to an end. This possible tornado is very near Josephine and Perdido Beach. Perdido Beach sits right here. It's actually on the bay. And again, if you're at Perdido Beach or Josephine, you need to be in that tornado safe place right now. Same thing at Alberta and Lillian. And again, areas out here near the Baldwin Beach Express, you need to be sheltered. If you live within 5 miles of US Highway 98 to the east of Foley in Baldwin County, please be sheltered, as this could be potentially a sizable tornado moving to the north just like that in the southern part of Baldwin County. Let's zoom out and see. There is another circulation down here in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to have to watch that. That potentially could be an issue for areas near Perdido Key and Lillian in about 5 to 10 minutes. And so we'll see if the Weather Service opts to post another separate tornado warning for this circulation right in through here. But again, the main one they're warning for is very near Perdido Beach, or perhaps just to the north of there, early on this Saturday morning, associated with one of these outer rain bands of Tropical Storm Claudette. In fact, let's go over to the wide view across the region because Claudette is now on land. That icon that you see spinning right there, that is actually the center of this tropical storm. What happened at 4 a.m., the Hurricane Center decided to go ahead and call this thing a tropical storm, even though basically the structure has been the same for the last few hours. There's somewhat of a low-level center down in through here, and you can see there's really not that much shower and thunderstorm action over the center at all. All the mess, like we've been talking about all week, is right in our backyard, essentially, here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And so all of the impacts happening well to the east of the center of circulation of Tropical Storm Claudette, which is centered about 30 miles to the southwest of New Orleans at this point. Let's go back over to the velocity view, because I tell you, this thing in southern Baldwin County is very concerning. That very well could be a tornado on the ground very near or perhaps just to the southeast of Alberta, out here towards Josephine and Perdido Beach, coming into areas near U.S. Highway 98 just to the east of Alberta. If you're in Alberta, does not matter specifically where you are, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Don't wait. Wake up the kids if you have to. Get a helmet on, something to protect your head, as this possible tornado is lifting to the north just like that, going to cross U.S. Highway 98 in southern Baldwin County in a matter of moments. And so for the folks specifically in or near Alberta, this is what you need to be doing right now. Get underground if you can. I understand a lot of folks can't, and that's okay. You need to be in a tornado safe place. The middle part of your house, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Again, grab a helmet and put it on right now if you are in Alberta. Let's go back over to the classic radar view here, LD1, and you can see that, again, we're tracking a possible tornado in southern Baldwin County. This is going to be to the east of Foley, out on U.S. Highway 98 in a matter of moments. And again, if you're just now tuning in, the tornado risk has ended, at least temporarily, in Orange Beach. And you can come out of that tornado safe place if you're at Orange Beach or areas at Ono Island. If you're on Ono Island, there is no more tornado risk at this point, at least for now, and you can come out of that tornado safe place at Ono Island. Let's go back into our main area of this storm here in southern Baldwin County. And downwind from this, we need to look downwind, because if you're in Elsinore, Seminole, you're next in line to see this possible tornado that is lifting to the north at about 35 miles per hour in southeastern Baldwin County. This is going to come up on U.S. Highway 90 in about 5 to 10 minutes. So again, you got about 5 minutes in Elsinore and Seminole. Make it happen. Get sheltered right now if you are in those two communities out ahead of what could be a potentially significant tornado. This is the best signature, and I say best, this is the most pronounced tornado signature that I have seen all morning long. And again, this is unfortunately happening over land in southern Baldwin County, that thing right there. And you know, let's kind of put this in motion, because it does look like there may be just a hair of easterly motion with this. Now, don't get me wrong, it's basically moving due north like that, but just a little bit tilted at about 5 degrees. So again, this thing may be right up on Seminole, which sits right here, in a matter of moments. Seminole is right here, Elsinore is here, Robertsdale is back here. I can safely say that this tornado will pass to the east of Summerdale and Robertsdale. And so if you're in Summerdale proper or Robertsdale proper, right there in the middle part of Highway 59 or near there, you are okay. This possible tornado is going to clearly be in the eastern part of Baldwin County. And look, the core of this has passed basically now to the east of Alberta. Now keep in mind, you see that word right there, Alberta. There are a lot of folks who, have likely a Foley or Alberta, address in through here. And so again, if you're in Alberta, I would encourage you to remain in that tornado safe place for the next 5 minutes. By the way, if you are in Josephine or at Perdido Beach, which is on the north side of the bay down in through here, we'll give you a tornado all clear. Again, Josephine, Perdido Beach, you can come out of that tornado hiding place. But again, Alberta, Seminole, Elsinore, those are the three communities in the most amount of danger as of 6:11 a.m. as this possible tornado is moving through southern Baldwin County, really southeastern Baldwin County at this point. Again, current time is 6:11 a.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, and we are here live this morning because we have this active tornado warning in southern Baldwin County. This is a situation that is a call to action, and we need you to be in that tornado safe place right now. Tell you what, let's go back over to the classic reflectivity view, and I tell you, no matter where you are in this tornado warning polygon, again, there's your shape, which is the polygon. If you're involved in this polygon, you are under the tornado warning. And anywhere in that polygon right now, the weather is absolutely horrible. I mean, it is, raining like cats and dogs out there. But the imminent tornado danger seems to be more on the eastern fringe of this polygon. And based on the signature I am seeing, if it holds its strength, there very well could be an extension of this downwind of what we're looking at now. So let's kind of zoom out and look downwind of this, because again, the possible tornado is going to be right in through here, very near and just to the northwest of Lillian, near Alberta, moving just like that. And so if you're in Gateswood, Alabama, which is right here in the eastern part of Baldwin County, very near the Escambia River and Barano Park, putting you on notice, you may get another tornado warning, or a new tornado warning, I should say, in a matter of moments. Right in through here would be your new warning. And so what I'm telling you, if you know someone in Barano Park or Gateswood, tag them in the comments below. Let them know there's a real chance they might get a tornado warning in the next 5 minutes or so, because this thing is running out of room in the polygon. Let's go back over to the velocity view, and I'll be able to show you that more clearly. Again, just to get your bearings straight, this is southern Baldwin County. That's your tornado warning polygon right in through here. That could be a tornado on the ground, very near or perhaps just to the north now of US Highway 98 near Alberta. This is a couplet on radar right there is what we call that. And I do note there actually is another couplet over here in Santa Rosa County. That seems to have broadened out in that last frame, but that is an area of rotation separate from our tornado warning down in Baldwin County. That's an area of rotation very near Shamuckla, and so that's one we'll be watching. No warning at this point for Santa Rosa County or Escambia County in northwest Florida, but that's one to watch. We'll be watching this area of circulation as it moves to the north as well. That's something to watch over the next few minutes. But that thing down in Baldwin County, man oh man, again, that is the most pronounced signature in terms of a potential tornado that I have seen all day, right in through there. This is now just to the north of US Highway 98, which is this line right here. And again, moving to the north at about 35 miles per hour. That's kind of the general motion of all these storms today. Let's look at our other storms, though, to see if we see any other imminent indications of a tornado down here in the Gulf, and I don't. That is an area of rotation coming into Perdido Key, which is out on the Gulf side, right in through here. This is Perdido Key. Perdido Beach actually sits on the north side of the bay, north of Orange Beach, and so this secondary area of rotation is coming into areas near Perdido Key and really also near Orange Beach in the Floribama, right in through there at the state line. So that's one to watch as well. But that thing right there, you can actually see that red blob. That is a counterclockwise circulation of a mesocyclone that very well could be producing a tornado right now. Current time is 6:15 a.m. And again, the call to action at this point is downwind of this. If you know someone in Barano Park or Gateswood, those are two tiny communities in eastern Baldwin County, right in through here. Those are the communities downwind of this. And I would tell you, if you know someone in those two communities, tag them in the comments below and give them a heads up that they very well may get a tornado warning in the next 5 minutes or so. Let's go back over to the reflectivity view. Getting several reports on social media over the last little bit of extremely heavy rainfall that continues down in Mobile County. A flash flood warning does continue for all parts of Mobile County until 10:30 later this morning, and for good reason. We're seeing rain rates there in excess of 3 to 4 inches per hour. All right, that's extremely heavy rain that's happening down there in Mobile County, and that's really across the entire county, from Citronelle and Mount Vernon all the way back down to Dauphin Island. By the way, we did have Unfortunately, a tornado-related injury down in southern Mobile County earlier this morning. We had a tornado warning around 3:30 near DIP, which is Dauphin Island Parkway, Bayou La Battery, in that part of the world. And unfortunately, a 2x4 board, a piece of lumber, was lofted and launched into a pickup truck that then apparently injured a man there in Bayou La Battery. And so I do not know the state of that gentleman's condition at this point, but our thoughts and prayers are certainly with him and his family. Again, a tornado-related injury earlier this morning in southern Mobile County. But again, the concern right now is southern Baldwin County, southeastern Baldwin County, really. And we'll zoom in on the radar product here. And I tell you, on this particular product, you would be hard-pressed to even see anything in this. I mean, this rain is just torrential, extending basically from Buc-ee's, which is right there on Interstate 10 at the intersection of the Baldwin Beach Express, all the way back over to Seminole. This is a very heavy rain band associated with the outer rain bands of Tropical Storm Claudette. Potential tropical cyclone number 3 is now called Tropical Storm Claudette officially, and we can, spend a week talking about that next week on the rights and wrongs of what happened with the Hurricane Center and why they did that. But again, we're dealing with Tropical Storm Claudette this morning. And let's go back over to the velocity view because, again, the reflectivity just shows heavy, heavy rain across southern Baldwin County. This one really tells the tale. And that dot that you see right there, it may not look like much, but that is our possible tornado. And this is in southeastern Baldwin County, coming into areas near Elsinore and also Seminole. If you are at Seminole, Alabama, which is right there near the Escambia River, basically across from Beulah, which is over in Escambia County, Florida. Seminole is right here. You need to be sheltered. There's no doubt about it. This could be potentially a sizable tornado coming in from the south. And you see those 2 dots right there. Those are actually lightning strikes that have happened over the last 5 minutes. Typically speaking, when you see a mesocyclone and it has lightning involved, especially in a tropical system, that lets us know that it could be a potentially potent mesocyclone that could be producing a tornado. And so this thing is very near US Highway 90 at this point. That little curvy line right there that you see, that is US Highway 90 that runs out of Beulah ultimately over to Robertsdale. But it comes through Elsinore right here and Seminole, which is right there. So again, if you're at Seminole, please, I beg of you, be sheltered. This could be potentially a sizable tornado coming into the Seminole community in Baldwin County right now. Tell you what, let's check our debris tracker too. I would imagine there's nothing there, but we're going to check it anyway just to be absolutely sure, because oftentimes when you have a tornado on the ground, you'll get one of these blips on radar that will show debris being lofted into the sky. And so let's see if we can get that specific product up. Yeah, and there's just nothing there. This is very consistent. That's interesting right there. Let's see if we can back that up just to see and make sure that is not a tornadic debris signature. I know I'm getting technical, but it would be certainly a great confirmation to see if we see that. We're going to have to watch that little spot right there because I'm not saying that's a tornadic debris signature, but anytime you see a lowering in the correlation coefficient like this near a couplet on velocity, that is mighty suspicious. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Let's go back over to the classic reflectivity view. And across the region right now, again, very heavy rain exists really across Baldwin County as well. This is Baldwin County here, Mobile County back here. No doubt about it, that's where the heaviest rain in the local area is falling right now. But again, the biggest issue is this tornado warning in the southern part of Baldwin County. So again, this thing is very near Seminole at this point, lifting off to the north at about 35 miles per hour. Let's check with our friends at the Weather Service and see if they have posted anything. And yes, indeed, we now have a report that we have a confirmed report actually of a waterspout that happened a few minutes ago about 1 mile east of Perdido Pass, which is going to be about 1 mile west of the Floribama. And so if you're familiar with that area, let's kind of zoom in on the map so we can set the stage here. If you're familiar with this area, this says Orange Beach. This whole area is Orange Beach, right in through there. This is Ono Island right there. That is actually Perdido Pass, all right? Perdido Pass is right here. The Caribe Resort, the big 3 towers that are, you know, some of the biggest structures there in this part of Orange Beach. The Caribe sits right here, and then right down the road you get to the Floribama, which is right in through here. And so this waterspout, confirmed waterspout, happened basically splitting the difference between the two right in through there. And that lines up perfectly with what we've been tracking on radar over the last few minutes. So again, this is escalated now. This is no longer a possible tornado. We know that a waterspout moved on shore, again, about 1 mile west of the Floribama there at the Alabama-Florida state line. Let's go back over to the velocity product and see how this thing is doing, and it's holding its strength. I was hoping that this potential tornado right in through here would weaken as it kind of moved inland. That has been the trend over the last several hours. You'll get a blip on radar that will flare up, and then as it moves inland, it fades away. That's been the trend over the last few hours, but not with this particular storm. In fact, this one is holding its strength. And again, this is very near the community of Seminole. Right in through there is your possible tornado. And again, for folks in Gateswood and also areas near Barano Park, those communities are likely about to get a tornado warning with a signature that looks like that in a matter of moments. Because again, this thing is coming up on the edge of the polygon. That right there, that red line, is the edge of this tornado warning polygon. By the way, if you are in Beulah, Bellevue, this part of Escambia County, Florida, there is no imminent tornado risk in Florida. This is an Alabama issue for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Now, you may have gusty winds up around, say, 20 miles an hour wind gusts in Beulah. But again, this possible tornado is coming up on Interstate 10, which is this line right here, to the west of Beulah, across the state line back in Alabama. It's basically at US Highway 90 right now, coming up on the interstate. And so what we would tell you, we would say absolutely no travel at this point on Interstate 10 from, just to be safe, let's say the Buc-ee's exit, which is right here, all the way back over to, let's say, Beulah and Bellevue. So again, Beulah and Bellevue, all the way back over to Buc-ee's. We are encouraging no travel at this point, as a possible tornado may be about to cross Interstate 10 very near and just to the north of Seminole in Baldwin County, Alabama. 6:24 a.m. and we continue to track this possible tornado again in southeastern Baldwin County. We got a new tornado warning to tell you about, and this is going to be an extension of what we have been talking about. If you are in Gateswood or also Barano Park, this is going to be a new tornado warning that is valid for your specific area. And again, this is a new tornado warning for Gateswood and also Barano Park. So what we're doing now is getting out this red zone weather app alert. Again, a tornado warning. This is going to be valid until 7:15 a.m. And let's look at this new polygon quickly. This actually goes all the way up to McDavid and Walnut Hill. So what's happened here, the Weather Service has extended this tornado warning into Escambia County, Florida. Now, the imminent concern is in Baldwin County, out here just to the, really to the east of Gateswood, out towards Muskogee. But keep in mind, this will cross the the Perdido River, I should say. This is the Perdido River into northwest Florida, very near Barano Park. And so if you are at Barano Park or you know someone at Barano Park, you need to call them, text them, tag them in the comments below and let them know that a possible tornado is happening around Seminole and will be at Barano Park in the next 5 minutes. All right, a big deal for Barano Park there at the state line at the Perdido River. And again, getting out this app alert for Escambia County, Florida. This is a tornado warning for Barano Park and McDavid along with Molino. Or excuse me, Molino is not included. I apologize. Molino is technically just outside of this polygon. But it's interesting, the actual town of Molino sits to the east of US Highway 29, but if you're familiar with Molino, you know there's that Tom Thumb gas station there at the intersection of 97 and 29. From that Tom Thumb back to the west, including a big chunk of Florida State Highway 97, those areas are involved in this tornado warning. So, again, possible tornado down around Seminole at this point. Moving off to the northeast, at about 35 miles per hour. Let's actually go back over to the velocity view on this, and you'll see that this thing continues to hold its own. There's your new polygon, and again, this does include McDavid. If you are at McDavid, you need to be sheltered, all right? Same thing at all the way up really to Bluff Springs, just to the south of Century. If you're at Bluff Springs, you are included in this new tornado warning polygon. Possible tornado right now is crossing Interstate 10 very near and just to the south of Gateswood. And this thing is about to cross the Perdido River very near that bridge that you know, if you go out of Molino and go down to Gateswood, you cross that old river bridge right there by the railroad tracks, and right there near that river bridge, right over the state line, which is the Perdido River, this possible tornado is going to be right into there. I actually traveled that road a pretty good bit, and there are a ton of no parking signs. I mean, that road is so curvy right in through there near the river, and there are, you know, probably 50 no parking signs on that specific road that is a timber road that runs right over the Perdido River right there to the west of Molino. So again, possible tornado is currently down here near Interstate 10 right there. That dot, that red dot where it intersects with the green, that is called a couplet. In other words, there's that counterclockwise rotation currently crossing Interstate 10, moving off to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour, just like that. And again, this is not going to be an issue for the community of Beulah in Escambia County, Florida, but it will be an issue for Barano Park in about 5 minutes. The good news is we can give out a few more all clear statements at this point in terms of the imminent tornado threat. And if you are at Lillian, Foley, Alberta, you get an all clear from the imminent tornado threat. There is no more tornado threat in those places, and you're about to see this polygon, this first polygon anyway, this is about to go off the board. That tornado warning has been canceled, but the one that remains is the new one, and this is in effect until 7:15 a.m. for much of eastern Baldwin County and also the northern part of Escambia County in Florida. Molino from the Tom Thumb gas station points west involved in this new tornado warning until 7:15 local time. This also technically does include Walnut Hill and also McKinnon and Oak Grove. But look, this polygon kind of splits the difference at Walnut Hill. If you're on the eastern side of Walnut Hill out here on Florida State Highway 97, you are involved in this tornado warning. Same thing at McDavid. There is a tiny, tiny post office right there at McDavid. This is US Highway 29. If you live within 5 miles of that post office and you are in Escambia County, Florida, not Santa Rosa, not across the Escambia River, but back here in Escambia County, Florida, you are involved in the tornado warning at McDavid. Getting an update from the Weather Service, this is going to be a continuation of the tornado warning. And basically what they're doing is refining this. Also looking at a separate circulation that continues to hold its own on the northern side of this polygon. Let's actually go over to the velocity view and I'll be able to show you that more clearly. So again, there's your tornado warning box And by the way, one of the number one questions that I get around here is, why are you not talking about my specific town? Well, here's the deal. No news is good news. If I'm not talking about your specific town, that is a good thing, all right? The one tornado warning that we have right now is for eastern Baldwin County and also the northern part of Escambia County in Florida. I'll get a ton of questions in the comments, asking about specific places. And I promise we will talk about your specific hometown, but again, the imminent danger at this point is for eastern Baldwin and northern Escambia County, Florida, and nowhere else. This is the only tornado warning that we have on the board as of 6:32 a.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson just after 6:30 a.m., and we are tracking a possible tornado very near and just to the south of Gateswood here in Baldwin County. If you're at Gateswood, you need to be in that tornado safe place right now. Same thing at Barredo Park. If you're near the river bridge right there over the Perdido River at the state line near the railroad tracks that run, it runs north and south there, basically paralleling the river all the way back up to Atmore. If you know where I'm talking about, that river bridge near that railroad crossing to the west of Molino, you need to be in a tornado safe place right now, as this possible tornado is coming up on that specific area. This also does include Florida State Highway 97, south of Atmore. There's the state line at Atmore right there, basically from Davisville, points south, involved in this tornado warning early on this Saturday morning. Let's go back over to the big radar, live radar. We got so many radars around here, I can't even keep up with our own, naming system. So again, there's your current tornado warning. Eastern Baldwin, northern Escambia. And here's the deal. If you're south of Interstate 10, that includes places like Alberta, Lillian, even Seminole at this point. If you're south of the interstate, south of Interstate 10, I can give you a tornado warning all clear. You now have no active tornado warning for any part of Baldwin County south of Interstate 10. Now, don't get me wrong. I realize it's raining like cats and dogs. Very heavy rain happening across the southern part of Baldwin County. But the tornado issue is now north of Interstate 10. And I realize that looks like a bucket of spilled red paint. It doesn't look like much more on reflectivity. But there is a possible tornado right in through here, coming into areas near the Perdido River, which is the state line, and Barredo Park. And again, getting a report from the Weather Service just confirming that we had a waterspout come on shore 1 mile to the west of the Floribama. That equates to about 1 mile to the east of the Caribe Resort down at Orange Beach. And that's this same system that is rapidly coming inland now north of Interstate 10. It started way down here at Orange Beach and has progressively moved on shore. By the way, let's have a look south of Orange Beach. I don't see anything south of Orange Beach that would pose an imminent tornado threat in the next 30 minutes. So that is a good thing. We've had several rotation areas in these showers and thunderstorms in the northern Gulf over the last few hours. Let's actually do a wide view across the region. It's now 6:34 a.m. and we have more folks waking up, tuning into the live feed. As of 6:34 a.m., heavy rain is happening across much of Mobile and Baldwin counties, extending into Escambia County in northwest Florida. This situation is such that we're going to see numerous flash flood warnings, especially across coastal areas. And with that said, we have a new flash flood warning that's just come on the board for parts of Baldwin, Santa Rosa, and Escambia County in northwest Florida. This also includes Atmore in Escambia County here in Alabama. So let's go back over to the watch warning map, because again, this is a new flash flood warning. And look, it's raining like cats and dogs. You don't need to be out on the roads if you can help it, all right? It's a situation where we have a possible tornado coming into areas near Gateswood and also near Barredo Park. That is this red polygon. This ultimately is going to come up into areas near McDavid and also just to the west of Molino in Escambia County, Florida, over the next 5 to 10 minutes. But this big new green polygon that includes basically all of Baldwin County and much of Escambia County in northwest Florida, that flash flood warning tells me that rain rates are exceeding 3 to 4 inches per hour in some cases. So very heavy rainfall is happening. Let's go back over to the velocity view because good news to report. This possible tornado right in through there, the signature has really broadened out somewhat over the last few frames. And you can really see that there if I move the map down a little bit like that. Really strong indication of the tornado was working its way basically from Perdido Beach right here through areas just to the east of Alberta, and now the thing is much more broad, and so that's what we like to see. This thing is no doubt about it weakening, but there still could be a possible tornado in eastern Baldwin County coming up on the Perdido River at Barano Park in a matter of moments. And y'all know the drill. If I go silent for a minute, just bear with me. We've got so much information coming in fast and furiously. Thank you so much to everyone who continue to send pictures, videos, ground truth reports from across the region. It is monumentally helpful. I can't begin to tell you how helpful it is to know what's happening in your specific location. Because look, you know, I'm one guy, I got a view outside right here, but your eyes on the ground in your location help us tremendously in verifying exactly what we're seeing on radar. And so please keep those reports coming as we continue to track Tropical Storm Claudette. For those of you that are waking up and just getting the news, potential tropical cyclone number 3, a horrible naming system in my opinion, has finally been designated Tropical Storm Claudette. And the center of Claudette is currently situated about 30 miles to the west of metropolitan New Orleans. That little spinning thing right there, that symbol, is where the center of Claudette is at this very moment. Now you may be wondering, well, Spinks, how in the world is it a tropical storm if it has nothing like a center of circulation with showers and thunderstorms around it? Well, here's the answer. Like we've been talking about all week, the impacts are happening on the eastern side of this, and it's not just the east, it's the far eastern side of this. Heavy, heavy rain pelting into our area from the south and going to continue over the next few hours. So again, we're tracking the center of Tropical Storm Claudette. Let's go back over to our velocity view because this thing down in Baldwin County, this is good news. This circulation center continues to evolve, and it's certainly not what it once was. Now that right there, we're going to have to keep an eye on this left quadrant of this circulation because it looks like this actually may be recycling somewhat, and that is basically very near Gateswood. If you are at the community of Gateswood, you should have been sheltered about 10 minutes ago, but perhaps you're just getting the warning. If you're at the community of Gateswood in Baldwin County, Alabama, please get to a tornado safe place right now. Same thing at McDavid, Walnut Hill, also areas near Barano Park. Those 3 communities right in through here, you need to be in that tornado safe place as you are involved in an active tornado warning valid until 7:15 a.m. Let's show you the wide view across the region while, again, I sift through some of these reports that are coming in from the Weather Service. And again, we are tracking a possible tornado in eastern Baldwin County. We know that it produced a waterspout coming on shore in southern Baldwin County, very near Orange Beach, basically across the Perdido Pass over near the Caribe and near the Floribama there in southern Baldwin County. And I see some reports in the Facebook comments of folks at Barano Park taking shelter. That is great news to hear. If you're at Barano Park, please do the right thing. Course of least regret, get sheltered. All right, there's a chance based on the signature that this may not have a tornado down at this point, but you remain involved in the tornado warning polygon. And I would love for you to be in that tornado safe place if you are at Barano Park or areas near McKinnon, even Walnut Hill and McDavid as a course of least regret. And look, I know this says Gateswood and it's technically outside of the polygon, but you got a lot of folks in this Baldwin County area, eastern Baldwin County, who live at Gateswood. And this is a big area, even though you see the word technically outside of the polygon. I want you sheltered at Gateswood. You got to stay sheltered for the next 5 minutes as a course of least regret, as this possible tornado is at Gateswood right now, lifting off to the north at 35 miles per hour. The good news is I do not see anything on Twitter or any other source at this point indicating damage, and so that's a good thing. Again, we had the confirmed report earlier from a Weather Service employee down at Orange Beach showing a waterspout, or indicating, I should say, a waterspout coming on shore. But as of the last 5 minutes, I have had no reports of this thing being down on the ground. But again, keep in mind, this is a fairly sparsely populated area compared to where this circulation center was earlier in the southern part of Baldwin County. Your population density out in through here really drops off, and then once you cross into Escambia County, Florida, the population density somewhat picks up in through here near Walnut Hill and McDavid. Let's go back over to the velocity, and again, it's kind of hard to pick out at this point, but right in through there, that may be your possible tornado. And like I said, this is messy. This is not your classic tornado signature at this point, and that's a good thing. That's what we want to see. We want this thing to go away completely, but again, with a signature like that, I respect the decision of the Weather Service, as always, to keep this tornado warning in place, because what they're doing, this thing has cycled up and down over the last 20 to 30 minutes, and they're making sure that it's cycling on down and is no longer an imminent threat, and that's what we like to see. Hopefully that trend will continue. And again, that's good news for the folks who may be watching at Barano Park, also areas near McDavid, Walnut Hill. Again, this thing, there's still some broad rotation, no doubt about it. It's broad and it's there, but it's not what it once was even 10 minutes ago when the circulation was south of the interstate. This is an active tornado warning, and again, this does continue until 7:15 a.m. Current time is now 6:43. Tell you what, let's go to the wide view while I sift through some more information. When I'm looking off camera, you may be wondering what I'm looking at. I'm looking down. We have several sources. NWS Chat is our direct link to the Weather Service, but we also are scanning social media, different hashtags, different sources to see if we see anything that would suggest damage or a funnel cloud or anything like that. And so far, again, I am just not seeing anything that would suggest this thing being down at this point. And so that is a good thing. It is very early in the morning. We're actually at 6:44 a.m., so it's not super early in the morning anymore. We've been here all night, and so I apologize for saying that. It's been a long night as we have tracked potential tropical cyclone number 3 that is now Tropical Storm Claudette. Maximum sustained winds with Claudette are at 45 miles per hour, and keep in mind, those sustained winds are happening in these bands offshore. You're not having sustained winds of 45 miles per hour inland. You may have wind gusts up to, say, 30 miles per hour over the next few hours, but generally speaking, the maximum sustained winds associated with Claudette that's centered back here in Louisiana, it's happening way over here, about 200 miles to the east of the actual center of circulation. You may be wondering too, when is all this mess going to clear out of here? The answer to that is later today. We should be in much better shape by the time we get to, say, 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. Still, we'll have heavy rain around at times this afternoon, maybe into the early evening, but I think we'll transition to more of a scattered nature of the rain. Keep in mind, though, that, again, a big chunk of our local area still has to go through this heavy band of rain that continues to move across Mobile County. Here's the wide view showing that. And again, 2 main bands of rain are currently crossing our local area, basically from west to east. Band number 1 extends from Navarre across the bay back over to Pensacola, back up to say Walnut Hill, all the way back up to Tensas. This is your second band, and this extends from basically Calvert and McIntosh back down to Dauphin Island. And those rain bands are producing torrential downpours of rain at this point. All right, some good news to pass along. The tornado warning is gone. Just now, the Weather Service has canceled it. And so, as of 6:46 a.m., we have no active tornado warnings for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. That was a round of tornado warning coverage. The first one started down in Baldwin County about 45 minutes ago. You can see it there popping up. And then this cell moved into areas near Barano Park where it sort of fizzled out. And so the Weather Service has opted to cancel the tornado warning. So what that means, if you're at Barano Park, Walnut Hill, McDavid, also areas near Gateswood, all clear. The tornado risk has come to an end. You can come out of that tornado warning hiding place. Certainly a good thing. Let's go back over to our wide view. And again, we've got heavy rain in progress across the region as of 6:47 a.m. These two bands of rain are going to continue working their way to the east, and as they do so, likely to prompt more in the way of flash flood warnings out ahead of these two lines. And so please don't be out on the roadways if you can help it. These are nasty bands of rain. Not so much lightning storms, these are heavy rain bands that are moving to the east. If we have more tornado warnings, we'll jump back on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. Plenty more updates coming in the Red Zone Weather app. I hope you have a good morning. Again, many more updates coming over the next few minutes in the Red Zone Weather app. No more tornado warnings for now. If we have more, we'll come straight back on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. Have a good morning.